He accused Sunjin of throwing away everything Minsu had endured for their love, all for the sake of preserving his family's wealth. Sunjin shouted back, saying he wasn't like Woobin. He wished he could turn his back on family responsibilities, but he couldn't. His brother's dream still weighed on him. Voice shaking, tears threatening to fall, he admitted that he loved Minsu more than anything. Because of that love, he had to let her go. She didn't deserve to be entangled in his family's chaos. She deserved happiness with someone who could truly protect her. Woobin stood frozen, unable to believe what he was hearing. He had always known that family was Sunjin's greatest weakness, but he never expected it to determine his entire future. Sunjin moved closer and asked Woobin to take care of Minsu, to ensure she wasn't miserable because of him. Then, without another word, he walked away, leaving Woobin stunned. The next day, Minsu kept checking her phone, hoping for a message from Sunjin, but there was nothing. She knew she had messed up if he was still ignoring her. She considered calling again, but decided against it. He had already seen her calls and texts. Just as she was about to go to bed, her phone lit up. It was Sunjin. The message read, "Get ready. I'm taking you somewhere tonight." A huge smile spread across her face. She rushed to the shower. Dressed in her best dress, Minsu waited in the parking lot, excitement bubbling inside her. The moment Sunjin's car pulled up, she jumped in. As they drove, she noticed he wasn't himself, but decided to wait until they arrived to apologize properly. The car pulled into a horse ranch, the same place they had visited the day they first met. She smiled at the memory, touched by Sunjin's thoughtfulness. He led her to a dinner table near the ranch. As they sat, he offered her wine, but she declined, saying she was taking a break from alcohol. Sunjin smiled and told her he hoped she wasn't doing it just for him. Minsu took his hand and sincerely apologized, admitting she was wrong to go out drinking without informing him. Now that they were engaged, they needed to be open with each other. Listened, his heart breaking. He admired how beautiful she looked, and the thought of never holding her again drove him mad. But tonight was their last dinner together. He admired just how beautiful she looked, and the idea of never holding her again drove him crazy. After Minsu finished talking, Sunjin told her that it was okay and that he shouldn't have snapped as well. He apologized for his behavior. Minsu smiled and accepted his apology, happy that things were now right between them. She looked at him, thinking about how crazy she was about him and how every time she saw him, her love for him grew more and more. Glanced at the horse stable and told Minsu that he had bought the horse ranch, planning it as their wedding gift since it was one of the places they held close to their hearts, filled with memories of their first meeting. Minsu smiled and told him it was a beautiful gift, adding that he didn't have to ruin the surprise and could have revealed it after they got married. Sunjin fell silent. He knew he had to tell her the truth, but seeing how happy she was broke him, knowing that he was about to shatter her heart into pieces. Taking her hand, his expression turned serious. Minsu, now worried, asked him if he was okay. Looking into her eyes, Sunjin told her that he had failed to save Tech Bloom. Heart sank. She knew what this meant. She looked at him, desperately hoping for a different answer, hoping to hear him say that he would fight for them or that they could run away together. She was ready for all of it. Sunjin paused for a moment before finally telling her that his father had accepted Kim's family's offer and that he was going to marry Kim. Minsu's heart stopped. With tears in her eyes, she slowly let go of Sunjin's hand and asked him if he was sure. Sunjin nodded and told her that he had no choice. He confessed that he loved her so much and that the idea of doing this was killing him. Minsu's mind ran wild. It felt as if she were on a roller coaster, unable to think or act. She stood up from her seat and ran off,